Brock Lesnar made his main roster debut on March 18th, 2002 during an episode of WWE RAW. This Raw is significant because it took place the night after WrestleMania 18. During the show, Maven defended his hardcore title against Al Snow, with Spike Dudley also getting involved. Midway through the match, an unknown person arrived and started attacking the competitors. He was eventually identified by the commentary team as being Brock Lesnar and was accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman. Smackdown would see Brock attack again, this time Hurricane and Mighty Molly. The next week on Raw, Brock would appear again and attack Rikishi, who was just about to fight for William Regal's European Championship. Later in that show, Mr. McMahon would draft the free agent to SmackDown. But Ric Flair, who was co-owner at the time, would prevent this by drafting Brock to the Raw brand. On the next week's Raw, Brock would attack again, taking out both of the Hardy Boyz. On the April 8th episode of Raw, Heyman and Brock are seen backstage, with Heyman, who refers to himself now as being Brock's agent, pleads with Brock to not attack any of the fans. They head to the ring with horrible, generic early 2000s nu metal music. Paul Heyman cuts a promo where he informs the audience of the monumental facts that led to Brock hiring him to be his agent. It is a historical fact that I, Paul Heyman, managed Steve Austin and groomed him to be Stone Cold. It is a historical fact that I represented The Undertaker and groomed him to be the Dead Man. It is a historical fact that I was the architect of ECW that spawned WWF Attitude and created the multi-billion conglomerate of sports entertainment that you see today. There is a moral to this story, and that moral is, I, better than any of you, can spot the next big thing. And ladies and gentlemen, the next big thing is Brock Lesnar. The Hardy Boyz would attack, looking for revenge for the week before. On the April 15th episode of Raw, it's announced that at Backlash it will be Matt Hardy taking on Brock Lesnar. Heyman visits Lita backstage, saying that Brock can play nice with Matt if she'll play nice with him. She rightfully slaps him and he leaves. Later, he appears during the show with Lita's suitcase and proceeds to start throwing items into the crowd. Matt Hardy sees this and tries to stop Heyman. Of course, this turns out to be a trap and Lesnar attacks. So the scene is set: Brock Lesnar versus Matt Hardy at WWE Backlash 2002. Or so we thought. It is revealed that Matt's injuries are too severe and Jeff Hardy is used as a last-minute replacement. Heyman tells Brock backstage at Backlash he wants the beating he gave to Matt Hardy to pale into insignificance compared to the beating he's about to give Jeff Hardy. Brock makes his way down to the ring with Paul Heyman. Jeff Hardy makes his way down to the ring with Lita, and the match is on. Jeff using his speed and ring awareness to gain an early advantage, but Brock's power is just too much. Some nasty shoulder charges in the corner, followed by 2 belly-to-belly suplexes, sees Brock Lesnar take a commanding control. Horrific backbreakers follow as Heyman yells at Lita that this is her fault. Jeff tries a late comeback, even hits a swanton bomb and gets a 2 count, but Brock hits an F5, followed by 3 power bombs that result in the referee, who coincidentally is Teddy Long, to call for the bell. Brock Lesnar wins his main roster in-ring debut match by ref stoppage. Wikipedia lists it as being a technical knockout, and the match lasting 5 minutes 32. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it as it makes a massive difference. On screen right now, you can see links to other videos where we discuss other WWE superstars and how they made their main roster in-ring debuts.